Well, I guess it's Happy New Year, isn't it, guys? This is the first video of the year. Well, technically not. Technically, I've put a video out already this year, but that was a few weeks ago. And I filmed that last year, so it doesn't really count. So this is the first video of 2024. I'm eating a cream egg. I'm a sucker for them. They're my weakness. Creamy, gooey goodness. Yep. Yum, yum. They're my favourite. Anyway, today we're talking about knife sharpening. So while I eat this, I'm going to roll the intro and then we can get on with it. Just check that there's no creaminess in the old tash and we can get on with it. So, like I said, today we're talking about knife sharpening. And more specifically, am I able to get a knife that I know nothing about, it's very old, it has no edge on it, don't know what the blade steel is, and it was my dad's that his nan gave him. Can we get that to be as sharp as my Benchmade Adamas that I freshly sharpened yesterday? So it is literally hair razor cutting sharp. Ridiculously sharp. This is the knife in question. It's my dad's. He gave it to me a couple of months ago and was like, can you sharpen this up for me? It has no edge on it. Like literally no edge. It couldn't cut a fart. So I was like, yeah, why not? I just thought, why not make a video about it? And we're going to be using this. This was sent to me by Workshop. This is the Workshop Professional Precision Adjust. It's their big, bulky version of the smaller, older Precision Adjust Elite Knife Sharpener. I will be doing a full review of this at some point soon because Workshop did send this out to me for free to review and use and test. They're not paying me and no one else is paying me at all to say anything in this video. I just thought, considering I've been testing this now for a while and I do love it. I do love it. I will use this to be able to show you that you can make a knife like this super sharp and how good this is because it's going to make this knife super sharp. I'm rambling. Let's just get to it. Can we get this knife, which I have no idea about any of, like it literally on the side says stainless Taiwan and on this side has a serial number. Don't know what company made it. I feel like the wood handles were aftermarket. Maybe my dad did that himself. Can we make it sharp and usable? Let's see. I'm not going to film this entire process because I'm probably going to be here for about an hour and this camera eats memory. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharpening at 220 grit on the diamond abrasives. That's just so I can get more metal off quicker, just to get that sharpening process started quickly. And then once I've done that and I've got that working, I'm going to gradually work my way up to 800 grit and then I'll go to the ceramic and then get the strop just to get any bits extra that I need to get off and just really tune that edge in. And one thing that's super cool about this knife sharpener is it comes with this. If you can see that, that is a kind of electronic angle guide. So you put it down, you turn it on, and you can just zero it. And then all you have to do is literally just stick it to the bar that is where the rod is, essentially. And it tell you exactly what angle you're sharpening at. And then you can make sure that you're at the exact same angle across the entirety of the blade. Obviously you need to be doing this on a flat surface, but that just keeps it nice and precise. Enough talking. I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to do this at a 20-degree angle because that is what the Adamas is sharpened at, 20 degrees, just to be fair. So let's crack on and see if we can do it. There's a big difference on there already. I'll show you. So as you can see, this has started to get an edge on it already here. And if I was to flip it, this is what it looked like before. This is the other side that I haven't sharpened yet. Still the same. It's got a little bit of a burr on there now from where I was sharpening this side. So now I'm just going to go onto this side. So I'll rotate it a few times. I generally do like 4 passes on each side, and that seems to work really well when I'm sharpening. So I'll do 4 or 5 passes on the 220 grit and then I'll start working my way up to the ceramic and the strop. Let's crack on. This is fun. Wonder how this is going to go. Leave me a comment. Do you think this is going to be as sharp as the Adamas or not? Do that while I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm finally just getting onto the ceramic one, which means I'm basically finished. I can start fine-tuning that edge in, use the ceramic to get it, well, as close to a mirror finish as I can. Strop just to finish it off, and then we can see how sharp it is. But this is taking an edge very, very well. I am surprised. You'll be surprised when you see this. I've done a good job. Professional knife sharpener. Oh yeah. Right, onto the strop. Final touches. And they'll be done. I'm actually excited. And we're done. Now that has taken one hell of an edge. You're going to be shocked by this. Can you see that? Look at that edge. From what we had to start with, that is ridiculous. Right. Should we see how sharp it is? Because I'm excited by this. This is cool. I am genuinely shocked at how well that took an edge. I mean, look at that. From what we had before, where I could literally hit myself with the blade and do nothing, I wouldn't want to do that now. That feels sharp. But before we test how sharp this is, like I said, we were going to test it against the Adamas, which was freshly sharpened yesterday. And this is how sharp the Adamas is. Standard paper test, obviously. I haven't got any pigs to cut up, so paper it is. The Adamas is sharp. The Adamas is just one of my favourite knives. That CPM Crewware blade steel holds the edge so well. That yesterday was the first time I sharpened that knife in like well over a year, and it was still sharp. I just wanted to make it sharper. Now, let's test this bad boy. See what I've done. I hope I've done this justice. If I haven't, this whole video has been a waste of time. Ready? Oh! Yeah, that's what we like. So, conclusion. I definitely 100% just made this as sharp as my Adamas. Now, that doesn't mean that getting these expensive knives is redundant and pointless, because you can make a knife that your nan gave to your dad, or his nan gave to him, her, whatever, I don't know. It doesn't mean that that's better and that you might as well just fuck off all these really nice expensive knives and get these cheap ones, because that's not the case. There is absolutely no way in hell I would use this knife for the things that I use this knife for. This I mostly use for being out and about in the forest. I beat the shit out of this. I use it for cutting up wood, like making kindling, all that kind of stuff. Bit of food prep now and again, but this is really a workhorse of a knife, and I trust this to not break and just to really, really last the test of time and to be beaten up. Whereas this, I wouldn't really want to use this for much more than opening letters, or maybe some food prep if I have to. But there's no way that I'd take this into a forest, because the blade literally bends. Can you see this? The blade actually bends. Whereas on the Adamas, there's absolutely no chance of that bending. No way. So this is going to be nowhere near as strong. You can get it sharp, but it's not strong enough to do some of the things that would be. Also, another thing to bear in mind with something like this is where we don't know what the blade steel is. For all we know, you could cut 3 things with it, and then it could be blunt again, and you'd need to resharpen it. Whereas the Adamas, where it's got the Crewware blade steel, which is a really, really solid blade steel, basically military grade, that will hold the edge, like I said, for a very, very long time without you having to sharpen it again, or even touch it up. Whereas this, who knows? And we'll find out, because I'm going to give this back to my dad later on, and I'll see how long it takes for him to ask me to sharpen it again. But I am very impressed by that. The workshop sharpener that I used in this video will be linked below, along with the Adamas and the general other shit that I always put below. I hope you got something from this video. It was a bit of a short and sweet one, I guess, but it just shows that with the right tools, you can get any knife essentially as sharp as you want it to be. Razor sharp, in fact. Doesn't mean it's stronger. Doesn't mean it can stand up to the things that a more expensive or different design knife will do, but you can get it sharp and you can cut with it. That basically is the moral of the story. Leave me a comment below. Like, subscribe if you aren't, and see you next time. I've got so much paper to clean up now. Look at all this. The things I do for you guys. Bye-bye.